Hi everybody. We wanted to meet Casper. We're honored to have Casper from Vemro here. So we wanted to meet on Saturday there at the park shopping center in Elardus Park. So as he arrived there, then suddenly he had a call again. So yeah, first of all, for everything that you do of the community. This opportunity is basically just there to tell the people more about you and how we got to meet another and how we want to assist you. So just to give background, he's a first responder. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself now and more about how everything works. But we saw some articles. We follow PV safety and risk, and we saw some articles where you were involved. And so, yeah, we just felt we want to reach out to you and just make sure, how trained are you? Not that, in that specific field, because we even experienced that with City of Tshwane as well, where it really added value for them. So we thought we will sponsor and assist you to do the course, the PV Safety and Risk for First Responders course. So yeah, over to you, Casper. If you can just introduce yourself and just tell everybody what what you are doing, how does it work to be a volunteer, and yeah, so they can follow you everywhere. And yeah, so it's a chance for you to just tell the people as well, because we want the community to come together, and I think the purpose will be shown why at the end.
Hey, thank you, Johan. So we are from VEMRU. My name's Casper. VEMRU is the Volunteer Emergency Medical Response Unit. We are a non-profit organization based in Pretoria East, Ferry Glen, Garsfontein side mainly, but we cover most of the eastern sides of Pretoria. We were established to respond to any types of emergencies, medical accidents, house fires, anything like that, and to basically be an assisting arm to the government services who can sometimes be a bit overwhelmed by the amount of call outs that they also receive. So with that, a lot of times on structure fires especially, I mean, I drive a response vehicle, they drive a fire engine with thousands of liters of water. I'm going to get there before them. So my main responsibility when I get there is to do a size up of the fire, see what's happening, what dangers do we have. And it's always been a fact of, okay, there's solar panels, and we acknowledge there's solar panels. It doesn't really change the approach of how we approach the fire. And we have had injuries in the past from that. I mean, spraying a live wire with water can be extremely dangerous. So through that, I think it was the thermal runaway on the cables at Linton's Corner Shopping Center that got me and Richard in contact with each other, because we had no way to stop the fire with what we had on board. We latest tried with DCP fire extinguishers, just covering the panels as best as we can. Tried getting tops on there. So when Richard introduced me to your product through there, I immediately saw the application for it. And getting talking through it, unfortunately, we know it is quite a costly product. So the training that you guys could sponsor me, it was such an eye opener. It realized that the way we were training on how to fight these fires was actually in the wrong direction. We were working on how to isolate the wires away from the panels, how to stop it below the panel. We didn't consider the way to actually stop it at the panel. So the knowledge, and I mean the one or two scary things that I realized that we were lacking in our training of how dangerous the roof around the panels can be during a thermal runaway and things like that. I mean, it was truly an eye opener, and it will definitely approach how I do my size ups to a fire.
Yeah, I think with that we did the purpose, but because we could see, and we unfortunately we know the risk. We see, but you are the guy that are at it. We've got solutions, we've got everything, but to see if everything aligns. So that was very important for us also to get the feedback from you. So thanks for your time, because I think What we don't want to do is we don't want to tell everybody, and people think it, we don't really want to tell everybody every fire will be catastrophic. And first of all, I want to congratulate you, even without the tools that we can provide. What you did is you slowed down it. You got it to a point where it was only an incident. It could have been much, much worse. If we look throughout the world daily, there's massive losses. You're talking about big warehouses, DHL. There's just now been schools in the UK. They closed down 80 schools because it's not safe. And we don't want it to get there. We love renewable energy, but I think there's a good way to do it safely. To go back to the course, I'm just going to quickly go through that. So it's not a very difficult course. It just lets you sit down, just look at the risks and how to do a risk matrix so that you can go through. So basically there's a few modules so that it introduces you basically how the PV fire, how a solar system works. And the concept is if there's sun, there's electricity, and you can't stop it. There's no switch that you can stop it. So that's where one of our solutions comes in, PV Stop, that we would love to have on your vehicle through the community so that they can see the benefit from it. Because, the community, you've got big sponsors, you've got sponsors, but I'm sure, everything goes up. So for you, it's a challenge. And, providing you maybe with a bottle, it will assist one person, but it's more than that. We need to get to a point where it's more consistent. How do you get the next one, and who's, but yeah, I think we can do something. And then just basically the type of panels that was there, and the risks, and the safety around it, because as well, we've seen it at sites, and I think it as well. If you don't get to site, you always get somebody. It's in our human nature to help. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to put your life at risk at somebody. You might not even be your home. You won't understand that you can be electrocuted. So yeah, very important to raise awareness. And that was what we were there for on Saturday as well, is to educate the communities as well. I think about this, you've got a function pretty soon, CPF Day.
Yes, there's a CPF awareness day with Littleton Sector 4 that they are organizing. That we try to get
more
you
for the
involved
kids,
in.
eh?
Yeah, that's more a kids' fun activity, family day.
Yeah, because that's a passion of us as well. So I really feel, and we hope we're going to get involved with that as well, because we feel that at pre-primary level, kids must know that DC, there's a danger. There's a green energy thing. It sounds safe, but it's not. If it's in an emergency state, it's not safe. So I was thinking about that little girl when the tsunami, and I think which year was it? I can't remember. There was a little girl that learned at school level that if this happens, there's a tsunami, and she actually alarmed everybody, and lots of people got safe because of that. So
yeah, I remember that story.
Yeah, so we feel the same with PV safety as well. If we can do it at school level, they can go to the, kids, they come to you, Papa, did you know this panels you cannot switch it off, maybe they will listen, because we need to spread that out. But yeah, I know anytime you can get a call. So if you get a call, we can continue. But yeah, I think working at heights is very important you people know it, but that is also included in there. It's just touch on it. It's not a training course. So, but this course, so I just want to ask you, so the value that you got out of it, it's understandable, but our company, Civitas Risk Control and LTV Technologies and Supplies, makes this mandatory for anybody that sells our product. And I think you can understand why we do that, because if you're not trained to see all the risks, you cannot just sell a bottle. It's not just something that you sell and put on the shelf. You can't just buy it because there's risk. You must know it. And to also to collaborate with your emergency people, even your fire department. So we link everything up so that you will know once there's a bottle installed in your area. We want you to know that, listen, there is a bottle. Nobody must get on top of the roof to try to be a hero. If it's reachable, our product has a reach of 10 meters, which is most residential areas that's safe. But on a commercial site, everything needs to be taken into account. So yeah, and then what I want you to, so if you've got a bottle available, say in your previous instances, could you really see that you could really made it safe for yourself at first of all, and also make it much easier to because if you de-energize the panels like in Littleton where you talk about, is then a fire extinguisher will extinguish a fire.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just off the top of my head, there's about 3 fires that really had influence with the PV system. It was that one at the shopping center, 2 residential fires that the one I think we had 3 reignitions on the fire because now the feed cable from the panel is still live going through the roof. There we ended up we ended up taking a massive risk. And with the electrical suits, the guys climbed up and cut the wires very close to the panels, which made it fire safe, but didn't make the panel safe. So there was still risk. And there we could have kept 3-4 people out of direct risk if we had the product.
Yeah. Because it's getting up to the roof, you involve now, maybe that was reachable from the ground to be able to de-energize, I'm not sure, but you're going on height, and then, in there, it's just shocking in the medical as well, that it only takes, I think it's 0.5 amps to go through your heart that can take you to, that can be fatal. So these systems, it is, mostly, even if it's dirty, say at the least it's about 10 amps, and anything from 600 volts to 1,500 volts. So it's massive.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, you learn through the course that a lot of things that you thought were common knowledge for most people didn't turn out that it is actually common knowledge. So you thought that, okay, but I learned this from movies when I was a kid and things like that, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, but this works completely different than how I thought it did.
Yeah. No, so first of all, thank you for taking the opportunity and taking the time to I know you're busy and you had to do it after night. Like, it's not, I think if you went through it, and what time frame do you think? Maybe?
I did it in about just over 50 minutes. It really wasn't that long. It's a very easy to understand course, very easy to follow course. The tests aren't there to try and catch you out or anything. It's just to make sure you actually know what you're going through. So no, it was a very simple, straightforward course.
Yeah. Simple, but just, it's like I say, it's not rocket science. I will always say, if you can just sit in for 10 minutes, but then it ends up in 2 hours, because then it just opens your mind to say, it's simple. You cannot switch off. You have to block the light. If you can't, what do you do to do it safely as well? With City of Tshwane, we've realized as well that they didn't know, just a normal ladder, it can arc to your roof, and you can put your hands on the ladder onto your roof, which is now energized because it's leaking, and you're already there. You've got 2 hands on it, that it will go through the heart, so little voltage can then be fatal,
Yeah, definitely.
So I think the main thing is about our product is to get it into your hands in somehow, and we really need the community to understand it as well. From our side, we really want to help as well. We are busy with the provincial people as well, with the fire brigades and this and that. But the first responders, we feel as well, it's like you say, you will be first on scene. There comes a point where it will be, sorry, we can't do anything now. We just got to evacuate, make safe, keep safe. And just with the knowledge you have, you will be able to clearly make that decision as well, because sometimes you would have maybe entered to a situation where it was actually unsafe, and we know if there might be an incident, there must be a report, people must say, okay, but who gave authority for this person to go in? And we don't want anybody to be in that position, as especially I mean, there are laws that protect you guys as well, because you made split decisions. But that's why we think product is one thing. I can give you the product, but if I didn't give you the knowledge and the basics around that, I think the product is not as effective as it should be.
Yeah, the training is definitely a fantastic aspect of it. And I feel that anyone involved in responding to any form of these incidents should know what they're responding to and should know the dangers behind it. So the training really does make it easy to understand what's happening.
Yeah. Okay, I think that is more or less that we just wanted to cover, and I thank you for the time. And Richard is also here. He's the PV Stop technical partner in Pretoria and also other parts of the countries as well. So he's been involved since we started as well, right from the start. And so yeah, I thank him for his hard work as well. So if there's anybody there, they can just look on our website, pvstop.co.za, and also ltvtech.co.za. All the information is in there, our purpose for this video is really to see how do we get the community engaged as well to assist. From our side, we will also try and see how we can assist financially. We can give products, but I think to assist because our warehouse is in Route 21, so it's part of our community. And I would hate it when there's an incident and our products is in the warehouse and there's just around the corner a building or a life is lost or something like that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. So do you've got anything that you want to ask the people, maybe the installers or whoever, or because I think they're part of it, hey? They might at some point they think it's not, but they do know it. It can happen. So you will be assisting them as well, because it's also their systems that anything can happen. It's not just a bad installation or bad products. It can be just a rodent chewing we see doves underneath panels that they chew it, and suddenly you've got an incident. And so I think the installers in the community must also assist and know that if there's a first responder like you, we can make it an incident and not an accident.
Yeah, no, definitely. So with the installers, the main thing we ask is to inform the people of the dangers of the system. Obviously, you don't want to let the people think that, listen, but I'm installing a time bomb into my house. The systems can be very safe and generally are very safe, but explain to them that when things go wrong, it goes from a very safe system to a very dangerous system, and encourage them to look at safeguards, look at getting them in touch with people, setting up evacuation plans for the family if something does happen. So it should just be a general safety thing around it. We don't need to create fear around it. It is nothing to be scared of. It is a technology that is very well understood, but not everyone who buys the technology fully understands it.
Yeah.
I mean, to put it as basic as you can, people think, okay, so the sun shines on the panel charges the battery, and the battery powers the house. And on the very basic, that is the system. But there's danger points on each one of those processes where if something goes wrong, it's better not to try and intervene yourself, because if you don't understand fully what's happening, we always say, especially at house fires, don't make yourself a victim trying to save property. If it's trying to get a child out or something like that, if any parent, any person can understand, but don't make yourself a victim trying to protect property. Leave that to us. We trained in it. We are covered for it. We carry the equipment for it. So just inform the people that it's not a normal stove fire where, okay, quickly throw a towel over it or something like that. It's a actual dangerous situation.
Without the right products, you can't stop it. So evacuate. And I think that's a very important point that you make. Houses need an evacuation plan as well. Something that I think that we don't really see, and we don't really talk about it. But be prepared and have knowledge is the difference between tragedy and an incident that, there's insurance and all those things. And I think what you said about the installers as well, please guys, we're not here to knock off solar. We want to keep it safe, but you have to tell the people that there is risks involved, but that can be solved as well. And you can just be prepared. You can't rely people to read stickers when there's an incident to try and sort out where do I switch off everything. You can't. So they need to learn the people as well. So yeah, thanks for that, for bringing that out.
No, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, I think that is it for us. Thanks a lot, Casper. Have a blessed week, and thank you for you. And I think your wife is involved as well, fully. And yeah, may God protect you and bless you for all the hard work that you do.
Thank you. And thank you for all the support you've been sending from your side as well. Yeah.
No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.